Welcome back to The Crown. We're at the end of week 5 now. Again, a great week of progress on site. We've got lots of different things changing and plenty to show you. So we're up on the top floor at the moment on the inside of the gable wall where the big crest is on the outside. We've got a little bit of a challenge this week that as we come forward here, you can see the timber lintels, which we've talked about before. These were planned to be replaced, so that's already been done. But where the joists come down and there's the timber faceplate, that's perishing. And unfortunately, for some reason, the gable wall has been built on top of that. So it looks like we're going to have to take this whole wall down, replace that with modern construction method, and then build back up again, which does mean that we probably will have to take the crest off the front of the building. We've got a specialist coming next week to see whether they're going to be able to save that in some way or recreate it. Fingers crossed. But if we go through to the other side of the building, and we should be able to see some of the brickwork and the new concrete lintels above the windows. So we've got plenty going on here. You can see this window's been prepared. The block work's come down. There'll be a pad stone goes in there, and then a new concrete lintel across the top. The keystones repaired, and then the windows will be able to come out and be replaced with the UPVC replacement. And then you can see the work that has been done. If you come along here, you've got this window here. The guys have brought the gable wall down. You can now see the new concrete lintel that's run across the window. And then when all of the brickwork's done, the window guys are ready to come in and replace these, and then we'll have a full set of brand new UPVC windows on the front of the building, which is great news. Here we are on the ground floor. We've got lots of drainage. We love a bit of a drainage update on our project. So we've got all of this dug out here. You can see where the drainage has gone down, and then they're starting to put the material around the pipe. So that goes out of the side where the vehicle entrance is going to be. Come this way and we'll have a look at a bit more drainage. We've got plenty of material starting to arrive on site now, so that as things are done, there's plenty of work to be done. We've got another drainage run here. So this will be toilets, bathrooms. So we'll be in an ensuite here. And it comes all the way through, out, and then it will pick up the channel at the back and then all the way around the sewer. This is the old kitchen, and again, this will become a room. So we've got a little bit of an adaptation. Obviously, when you get on site, things are always going to change from the original plan. So we've got the drainage in here, and then that comes straight out of that entrance and then onto the next part of the building. So this is all dug out, and originally we were going to have a manhole in this section here. Now this is going to be the entrance hall, and you'll be able to come in. This will be the main door. Come in. What we've decided when we were on site is that actually it's a relatively straight run, and although the concrete is much tougher than we expected, the plan is that we'll dig out. You can see the guys have more or less done the channel already. So there'll be an additional drainage run. We've had to swap the shower and the toilet round in this room, but it will then all run straight down under the hallway, and the manhole will be outside. And that means then that if there were to be a little disaster with the blockage would come up outside the building rather than inside, which is obviously a lot better for everybody. This week as well, there's been some demolition in this corner. So down here is an old tank under the basement. It's a huge piece of tank which we're not going to be able to remove. So that will get bricked up. These pipes that run to it will be cut off. All of that will be filled with ballast and then concreted over to give a nice flat floor so that we can then build off that. The dumbwaiter, as we've said before, that's going to be the service riser, everything going up there. And again, we're now sort of on the side of the building back to almost where we started. And we've got another drainage run here going out the side and straight into the existing drainage. So great update on the ground floor, and we'll carry on around the rest of the building. On the top of the top floor outside, you can see we've had to put a little bit more scaffolding up. If you watch the other part of the video, you'll hear me talking about the rebuilding the parapet wall and the issues with the windows and the lintels. What we've realised is that essentially this is actually not really very secure, and it needs supporting. So there's going to be a bit more work than we expected. We're actually going to have to take this gable wall down because all of this is built along on top of a length of timber basically, which is perishing. And essentially the more that perishes, the wall is just going to eventually sink, move, and this basically is not stable. So we need to rectify that. We're going to need to be very careful about what we do with the crest. We've had a specialist out, and they're going to have a look and see whether it's possible to save that and put it back on, or whether or not we're going to have to recreate it in some way and then put it back on when it's rebuilt. Another option would be to completely take out the whole of this hip and just bring the front of the building on one level, but I think it would be a bit of a shame to do that. So if we can try and rebuild it in a cost-effective way, but in a much safer way, then obviously that's going to be what we want to do. So watch in a couple of weeks' time and see what happens. Here we are in the front corner then. So this is the bit that's been rebuilt. So you can see here all the new mortar. This has been taken all the way down to about this level here. It's all been, all of this has come out, been rebuilt, and you can actually see, probably maybe on the video can't, but how much straighter this edge is that's been done versus when you get to the bit that hasn't yet been repaired, it then starts to wobble about a bit. It's really noticeable when you're here in person. So as you come along, you see all the keystones that they've all been repointed back in. These keystones have all come out, and then you've got the new support under here that's going to keep everything there. And the site manager's promised, you know, he's going to 50 to 100 years on that. So that'll see us out anyway. So there you go. That's the repair work that's been done on that parapet wall. You can see all the way along here. This next one's been done as well. This means that now this support's been done. Once the brickies are finished, then we'll be able to replace the windows, which are on site already, which is good news. And you can see in here, as we've got all the timbers, what you can't quite see anywhere is this, you can see the state of this is basically the issue that we talk about inside. This is a good example. Look how easy, look, that's basically that. I'm not going to pull too much off because essentially the wall will fall down. And that's what we're trying to address now. So that's the little challenge from this week. All of that is going to, basically, we've got to bring all of this down, replace that, and then build back from where it was. But it does mean that the building will be in a much better condition, much safer, and no risks of leaks and damp and things. So it's all good in the long run. So on the last little bit of the update here, end of week 5, we've taken the guys have taken down where the existing staircase was. So a week ago, you used to be able to walk up here on a set of stairs and go in. That's now blocked off and obviously boarded off for security reasons. We're about 3 weeks away probably from this having been taken down a little bit further. There's a bit of sort of brickwork that needs repair in there. And then 3 weeks or so roughly, it's about week 8, this will have been built back up again. You'll see the structure, the roof will be going back on. So probably 4 weeks, you know, sort of week 9, week 10, all of the roof will be back on exactly as it's going to stay forever. The scaffolding will start coming down, and then we'll be able to get inside and start actually doing the real sort of nuts and bolts of putting the building together into what you're going to see at the end, which is 18 studio rooms.